Picture this. You're strolling through a misty medieval village, the air thick with the scent of wood smoke and fresh-baked bread. But wait, one wrong move, and you could end up tied to a stake, accused of dabbling in the dark arts. Back in the Middle Ages, superstition ruled the day, and the line between everyday quirks and outright witchcraft was thinner than a spider's web. Folks were quick to point fingers at anything out of the ordinary, turning harmless habits into evidence of evil pacts. Today, we're diving into 10 bizarre reasons why someone might have been branded a witch. We'll count them down from least to most surprising, weaving in tales that'll make you chuckle and shiver. Grab your popcorn, or should I say, your turnip, and let's uncover these wild historical oddities. Number 10. Sporting a peculiar birthmark. Envision yourself in the 1400s, toiling away in a dusty field under a relentless Sunday. You reach down for a forgotten tool, and bam, your shirt shifts just enough for a prying eye to catch a glimpse of that innocent spot on your skin. Instead of a casual nod, panic erupts. Sorcery, they cry. You see, these marks weren't seen as quirky genetic flukes back then. Oh no, they were dubbed the devil's signature, as if old Lucifer himself had stopped by with a quill dipped in mischief to autograph your hide. It was like being involuntarily recruited into a shady club you never asked to join. Things escalated from there. Witch hunters, those self-appointed guardians of purity, had a twisted test. They'd prod the spot with sharp pins, convinced that true devilry would render it numb to pain. No flinch? Guilty as charged. But here's the sneaky part: some of these pros used trick needles that retracted on impact, faking the poke while sealing your fate. And if you did yelp, they'd dismiss it as an act, claiming you were too clever for your own good. It was a no-win scenario, like playing a rigged game of medieval roulette. So next time you spot a freckle or mole in the mirror, breathe easy, it's just biology, not a badge of black magic. Number 9. Wandering in your sleep. Now, let's drift into the shadowy realm of nighttime escapades. Imagine bolting upright in bed, only to find yourself halfway across the village square, barefoot and babbling about dragons or feasts. Today, we'd chalk it up to a quirky sleep disorder, maybe even laugh it off with a coffee in hand. But in those torchlit times, a sleepwalker was basically a walking advertisement for demonic possession. Eyes glazed, steps unsteady, it screamed, conspiring with spirits to anyone watching from their window. What if you muttered a few garbled words during your moonlit stroll? Harmless dream speak now, but back then, it might as well have been an incantation summoning storms. And heaven forbid if misfortune struck the next morning like a cow tipping over or a well running dry. Fingers would point straight at you, the nocturnal wanderer, as the obvious culprit. It was like being the unwitting villain in a village drama where your subconscious adventures could land you in hot water. Picture the irony. Snug under your blanket one moment, center stage at a frantic trial the next. Sleep tight? More like sleep at your own risk. Number 8. Humming a catchy tune through your lips. Shift gears to something as simple as a whistle, that light, airy sound we make without a second thought. But in certain corners of medieval Europe, puckering up for a melody was like waving a red flag at a bull. Specific whistles were rumored to wield unearthly powers, from whipping up gales that could send thatched roofs sailing like autumn leaves to souring milk in the churn overnight. Why waste such talent on petty pranks? Who knows, maybe witches had a sense of humor, opting for chaos over conquest. Location mattered too. A tune near an ancient oak, clearly a covert signal to fellow enchantresses. By a foggy cemetery, you're rousing the restless dead for a midnight chat. Inside a sacred chapel, blasphemy on steroids. Some even swore certain notes could chat up the wildlife, turning a casual whistle into a beastly conspiracy. Envision whistling absent-mindedly, only for a nearby goat to perk up its ears, sudden proof you're in league with the underworld. It's absurd, like being jailed for bad karaoke. But that's the era's paranoia for you. These days, whistle away. The worst you'll get is an annoyed glare. Number 7. Favoring your left hand. Ah, the plight of the southpaw, those who naturally reach with their left. In a world dominated by right-handers, this trait has always stood out like a sore thumb. But during the witch-hunting frenzy, it was downright damning. Legend had it that the devil himself scribbled with his left, so if you did too, you must be cut from the same sinister cloth. It was like inheriting a family curse without the fine print. Courtrooms were no refuge either. Your testimony as a lefty? Worth less than a wooden nickel. You could swear on a stack of holy books, but they'd wave it off as diabolical deception. It's as if your dominant hand flipped a switch, turning truth into trickery. If you're left-handed today, count your lucky stars. Your biggest hassle might be ink smears on your palm or awkward scissors. Back then, it could smear your entire reputation, painting you as the village's resident rogue. Talk about a handed-down injustice. Number 6. Letting out a big yawn. We all do it, that involuntary stretch of the jaw when fatigue hits. But in medieval minds, a yawn wasn't just tiredness talking. It was an open invitation to otherworldly squatters. Wide mouth agape, that's prime real estate for demons to waltz in, or worse, for your soul to sneak out like a thief in the night. Picture it as leaving your spirit's door ajar in a neighborhood full of shady characters. This fear spiked during plague outbreaks, where yawning was a telltale sign of the dreaded Black Death. Folks linked it to souls being harvested by grim forces, blending sickness with superstition in a toxic brew. The fix? Swiftly trace across over your lips a holy barrier against invasion. Forget it. And you looked suspiciously nonchalant about demonic takeovers. Even infants weren't spared. Grown-ups had to intervene with the sign for them. Yawn without the ritual? Red flag waving. It's like comparing a modern sneeze, sans bless you, to full-blown heresy. Nowadays, we just grab another coffee, no exorcisms required. Number 5. Keeping feline companions around. Enter the enigmatic cat, especially those sleek black ones that prowl the night like shadows with attitude. Their mysterious vibe, independent, nocturnal, with eyes that seem to pierce your soul, made them instant suspects in the witchcraft playbook. Spot a woman with a furry friend? Not adorable pet owner, but harboring Satan's sidekicks. It's as if every whisker twitch was a coded message from the abyss. Ironically, these cats were village heroes, munching on rats that carried deadly plagues. Logic might say thank you, but fear screamed familiar spirits. Try explaining to a mob that your tabby prefers napping in sunbeams over soul-stealing. They'd counter that each meow was a murmur to malevolent forces. Purrs? Potions in progress. It was a feline fiasco, turning pest control into proof of packs. If cats rule your home today, rejoice, they're just cuddly overlords, not omens of doom. Number 4. A cat sneezing in your vicinity. Building on our cat obsession, what if one of these devilish darlings let out an achoo nearby? Basic allergy or dust? Nope, in superstitious eyes, it was a clandestine conversation between you and the underworld's elite. Cats as demonic confidants meant their sneezes were signals, implicating you as a co-conspirator. Connect the dots. Feline friend plus proximity plus sneeze equals witchy alliance. Your neighbors, ever vigilant, would nod knowingly, whispering about your infernal chats. It's hilariously over the top, like blaming a pet's sniffle for cosmic chaos. But in that era, it was enough to spark accusations faster than a haystack fire. Sneeze alerts today? Just pass the tissues, no trials involved. Number 3. Mastering the art of home brewing. Fast forward to the cozy hearth, where bubbling pots promised frothy delights. Brewing ale was everyday fare, often handled by women in those times, long before craft beer bros took the stage. Excel at it, though, and envy brewed alongside your batches. Your brew hits the spot every time? Must be more than skill. Whispers of spells over the steam would swirl. The setup didn't help. Cauldron like vat? Check. Stirring rod akin to a broom? Double check. Cats lurking for scraps? Triple threat. It birthed the witchy archetype we know: hat, cauldron, feline familiars, all from humble homebrewing. Jealous rivals spread tales of enchanted elixirs, turning talent into treachery. Imagine defending your recipe as rivals rally. It's just hops and heart. But no, superstition soured the suds. Today, brew away. It's hobby heaven, not hex central. Number 2. Excelling at cheese crafting. In a hamlet where dairy was king, imagine your wheels of cheese emerging flawless, velvety, flavorful, the envy of every curd crafter. While others churned out rubbery flops or brick-hard bombs, yours shone like culinary gold. Secret ingredient? Hard work and know-how. But villagers, clueless about microbes and temps, leaped to darker conclusions. Rumors flew. You're siphoning quality from their batches via magic, leaving them with duds while yours dazzled. It was cheese theft by sorcery, as outlandish as it sounds like accusing a baker of bewitching buns. Success bred suspicion, turning your triumph into a tribunal trigger. Picture the absurdity. Your Gouda's too good guilty. In our era, we'd applaud. Back then, it curdled into catastrophe. Number 1. Discovering double, yolked eggs from your hens. Topping our list, Transport to 16th century France, where your chickens lay eggs with twin yolks. Modern you. Jackpot extra omelet. But then, unnatural abominations, screaming interference from infernal hands. These freakish finds pegged you as cursing your flock or fueling forbidden rites. Double yolks equaled double trouble, branding the owner a meddler in nature's order. Rituals or hexes? The mob decided yes, no questions asked. It's the pinnacle of paranoia, turning breakfast bonuses into bewitchment badges. Grateful we're past that now, it's just a fun fridge surprise. Whew, what a whirlwind through history's hilarious horrors. These tales remind us how fear can twist the mundane into menace. If this peek into the past tickled your fancy or raised your eyebrows, drop a thumbs up, share it with your most superstitious pal, and comment your weirdest modern quirk below. Who knows, maybe it's got medieval roots. Stay curious, folks.